What is up, everyone? It's Tyranitar and welcome back to another Pokemon Sun and Moon live discussion video. Now, a few days ago, there is the E3 live stream on day 1 for Pokemon Sun and Moon. Pokemon's major 2 projects this year are Pokemon Sun and Moon and Pokemon Go, which is set to release before July, which is crazy. But Pokemon Sun and Moon was probably even bigger than Pokemon Go, their ultimate project. And throughout the live stream they showed at E3, there's actually a lot of stuff they talked about that people don't actually know. So in this video, I'm going to take every single small detail that they talked about and discuss each one of them. There's like 20 details. So the first one is Junichi Masuda, who's the director of Game Freak, is actually the producer of Pokemon Sun and Moon, while the director is Omori. And why this is so cool is, as the producer, Junichi Masuda overlooks the entire project and has to find the different things that are in Sun and Moon, the different Pokemon that are created, the looks they have, and the music. All of it comes together and is overlooked by Masuda before it's put into Sun and Moon. But the real important thing with him being the producer is the fact that he's such a familiar face with Pokemon, so he knows what fan service to do as the dude overlooking Pokemon. And as the 20th anniversary of Pokemon, he's gonna goddamn make sure Sun and Moon are good. So Sun and Moon were chosen as the names of these games because the sun is the source of all life on our planet. And this is such cool wording because when you think about the sun or light, you think about things moving forward, you know, time moving forward, space moving forward. But when you think about the opposite of light or the sun, you think of darkness or void. And that really feels like time moving backwards or space being distorted. It feels like two polar opposites through light. So like I've said this before, Solgaleo seems like the Pokemon of light and sun, while Lunala is the Pokemon of moon and darkness. Don't you think it sounds a bit weird that they said Pokemon Sun and Moon are the names because the sun is the source of all light? They really want it to seem like the moon is the darkness or the opposite of the sun. They say that Solgaleo and Lunala are supposed to represent the two sides to what supplies life on our planet, which is super similar to the concept of Xerneas and Yveltal, who represent the balance over life. So you actually pair up Solgaleo Lunala with Xerneas and Yveltal, and I feel like Zygarde is a centerpiece that connects the two. People have noted that Xerneas and Solgaleo are on the floor, just like Yveltal and Lunala are flying, and they try to pair up some connection, and maybe there isn't a connection at all. But what Solgaleo and Lunala represent is very similar to what Xerneas and Yveltal represent. Solgaleo and Lunala are the emissaries of the sun and moon respectively. This is crazy. Emissaries is an odd word because when you call Solgaleo and Lunala emissaries of the sun and moon, it feels like Pokemon that represent the sun and moon, but at the same time, it feels like someone that works under the sun and moon. Like Solgaleo and Lunala, look at this. They will play a legendary role like we've never seen before. What if Solgaleo and Lunala are like the gatekeepers to the real sun and moon legendaries? We've never seen different mascot Pokemon on the covers before. Yes, I know that, so shut up. But at the same time, they will play a role like we've never seen before, and they're emissaries. Like, they don't specifically call them the legends of the sun and moon or the Pokemon that represent the sun and moon. They don't use a hard-hitting word. They use such an open word like emissaries. Hey, maybe the real sun and moon legendaries are fire and dark, and they kick Solgaleo and Lunala's ass, and that's why they're freaking weak to it. Zygarde and its forms will appear in Sun and Moon in a special way. Now this is so cool because we saw Zygarde gameplay in Sun and Moon a few days ago where it's in its 10% form, and when its HP goes down to like 5 or 10%, it transforms into its 100% form and it goes back to 100% health and it's got like double the health. That is its 100% form. It's gonna kill you. But its forms will appear in a special way. This could mean that Zygarde is gonna be not like a Pokemon that's in the Terminus Cave like an X and Y, but probably like a Giratina. Maybe there's this huge quest you have to do throughout the entire game, finding different cores. Like, we know a bit about the way Zygarde works. Zygarde has 2 cores, the blue core and the red core, and each of those can absorb enough cells to both go into their 50% forms. So in a sense, yeah, there are 2 Zygardes, and they gotta fuse together to become 100% Zygarde. So if they appear in Sun and Moon in a special way, maybe you gotta get the blue core and the red core, and you gotta travel over the region and become connected with the cells across the world, and then you can achieve Zygarde's perfect form, or something like that. It could be an overall quest throughout the entire game, but since Zygarde is finally confirmed with perfect Zygarde footage and all that to be in Sun and Moon, we can finally... Hey, for all you know, maybe they appear on the enemy side. Maybe the enemy has like a 10% Zygarde, and then in a boss battle, it goes to like 100%. Damn, dude, I'm dead. So the 3 starter Pokemon, Popplio, Rowlet, and Litten actually have special additions in their moveset. They'll make special moves, they probably have more in their coding and more actions to choose from, and they may have a signature attack that they have a special animation for. But the fact that they may have more in their coding may actually go back to what the bracelet means. Maybe they have more in their coding because, just like I said, your starter Pokemon is the only Pokemon you can merge your appearance with. This is a cool one. The climate in the Alola region is extremely warm, and characters will dress lightly in response to this. This is interesting because what if you can only buy warm clothes in the Alola region? What if you can't buy sweaters or coats or full-on proper thick pants or anything? And what if that's because that's not normal in the Alola region and you gotta go somewhere else for that? What if you can only buy t-shirts and light dressed clothing, and when you go to some post-game area, then you can buy some exclusive clothing that are more heavy suited for winter? The bracelets the trainers are wearing will be discussed at a later date. They actually took the time to say this. Yeah, I know these trainers are wearing some weird bracelets, don't look at them yet. If you notice, they don't look like they got the crystal in them. It looks like a normal bracelet, and then you add the crystal on later. Like maybe you have a bracelet, and then when you go to the Mega Evolution Tower, you get a little keystone to implant into it. Maybe it's the same thing like that. But so far, we got this bracelet, and they want to just not talk about it for now. Your main character is new to the Alola region. This confirms it. If you guys remember from the trailer, the little kid moves from Japan to Hawaii. So if this playable character is new to the Alola region, this guy must have moved from Japan, which is one of the first few regions. Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh are all in Japan, so our character is probably from one of them. Older Pokemon are going to be catchable in this game. Now, this is actually confirmed a bit back when we saw Meowth with Shauna. I mean, that's not Shauna, that's your mom. But people try to explain the Meowth by saying that that was Shauna and that she's from another region. But you can see the Meowth there. We saw Ladybot and Caterpie catchable earlier on in the footage. So that confirms that older Pokemon can be caught in this game. And that also kind of feels weird because X and Y had a local dex with earlier Pokemon as well. And they introduced freaking 72 Pokemon. But no. This game's going to have a lot of Pokemon. There is a new lighting engine in this game that allows the lighting changes to be more specific. So as hours go by, it'll slowly get darker, and as hours go by, maybe lamps start turning on. I find it odd that nobody's talked about how this engine could be used for good. I see this and I think of possibilities like Zelda. You know the doors that you gotta put a bomb and blow up? Imagine if there's like secret doors that you can't see until it's like dark outside and then it finally shines through and you can go in. Secret entrances at different times of the day, just like the Reggie Caves, just like in Black and White where different seasons allowed you to traverse up hills that you couldn't normally. I feel like at different lighting times, at different times of the day, there's gonna be more than just lighting changes. There's gonna be for sure different things you can do. At least at the bare minimum, you can expect like different Pokemon at night and different Pokemon in the day. I swear that was introduced in like Gold and Silver, no? The camera is much more dynamic in battles now. Now, this is kind of weird. I don't know why they just say battles, but in just gameplay in general, the camera is so smooth and open. It feels like the entire set of islands is all in this one screen, and when a trainer sees you, you get this little connection between you and them instead of just an exclamation mark, like there's actually a battle that's about to begin. But they are right, in battles, the camera is so smooth. The bottom screen is moving at a pure 60 frames, and it looks so good. You can see the trainers in there at the same time while we're there. They're commanding in the back. But you can see that we get to see the trainer making different movements. I'm sitting there like this. And if you remember in Black and White, or I think it was in the Sinnoh games, the trainer would actually interrupt and make a statement, and then the battle would continue. I'm like guaranteeing 100% that's got to make a return in this game. But you can see on the bottom screen, the animations are so much more smooth. And right here, that was a smooth ass water gun. If you notice, there's actually a Pokeball button right there in the top left that you can just push to throw a Pokeball. Why do we gotta go into our bags? Why is there a Pokeball? There should just be a Pokeball button. This is what I mentioned before. When you're about to fight a trainer, you get that little bit of tension right there between you and it in the spotlight, and then you get a cool new screen with the trainer's sprite popping up. Right there, you can see she juggles her balls. She's doing movements after she sees you, and then you get this cool new redesigned look of her sprite when she sees you. You got the nice sun background and you got the blue silhouette behind her, but that's actually the time of the day. It's not sun for sun, it's a sunset background. This is a big one. The Pokedex has been redesigned to really encourage trainers to complete it. Look at those vibrant colors, register, just throws a snapshot like that, and you got Ladybuz's little entry. Of course, that's how we got led to the Rotom Pokedex, where you can exchange Pokemon information with QR codes, and it's just the system connecting all trainers together. This is a major one. Each island in the Alola region has a guardian Pokemon, a mythical Pokemon that protects each island. 4 islands. There's 4 islands in one artificial island and 4 guardian Pokemon. Maybe Magearna's the artificial guardian, god damn it. But that says a lot. We're getting back to many mythical Pokemon. And you know, maybe there's gonna be a Pokemon for all the planets, man. Guardians everywhere. I get a Mars Guardian sometime. This scene right here with how our rival really is where we get our first starter Pokemon. So it's not that Rotom is our first starter and then Popplio and all that are your second set of starters. It's just that's your first starter. But actually going specifically into one Pokemon, Popplio learns Disarming Voice at level 8. People have been saying that this instantly has to mean Popplio turns into a Water Fairy type, and I kinda like the idea of Popplio becoming Water Fairy. It looks like he can become a majestic sea lion, but learning Disarming Voice is a sea lion feature. Like, for all we know, Popplio might actually become a fairy type, but Disarming Voice and Uproar, moves like that are sea lion moves. Like, it's gonna get like a Seal Slap move soon too. Number 19, the game features a new Battle Royale mode. A lot of you guys may know it is free-for-alls, but it is finally a thing in the game. And it's not 6 Pokemon per trainer like I originally thought, but each trainer can have up to 3 Pokemon, making it a total of 12 Pokemon. That's good. That's not too long. A 24... Ooh, a 24, that would take hours. To have to go through 24 Pokemon, 23. That means like 18 Pokemon have to die for the battle to be won. And of course, the 20th fact is that trainer customization is definitely making a return, but they're not talking about it yet. They want to talk about it later, but we've seen it. The 4 trainers in the Battle Royale have different clothes. You see during the different parts of the trailer, their shirts and pants keep changing. There is trainer customization. We saw it in the beginning with just the skin tones and the base hair, but there's full trainer customization. And with the bracelets being fishy and the starters having some fishy coating in them, I'm really seeing trainer customization being related to Synchro Evolution. I can really see your appearance being different, and then when you Synchro Evolve with your starter, their appearance pretty much being personalized to yours. Like, not every Greninja that fuses with their trainer is gonna look like Ash Greninja. That's because Ash looks like that. If you can customize your appearance, you'll look like a different Ash Greninja. I mean, it's not gonna be called an Ash Greninja. But anyway, those are the 20 facts hidden in the Sun and Moon gameplay that was revealed. 40 minutes. If you want to watch it and find these, go for it. But 40 minutes of gameplay, 20 facts were hidden in it. Thank you. Big shout out to PokeJungle. A lot of the stuff was things Mawsett and Omori said, so a lot of translation was involved in said. Definitely give them a huge thank you. Just taking all this into consideration brings so much to what's going to come next in Sun and Moon. I don't even know when the next announcement is. It's got to be in July, like early July. But we'll see as the days go on. But the countdown is getting so insane. Just these 20 facts are bringing so many questions to the table. You got 4 Guardian Pokemon and maybe even some artificial Guardian. You've got clothes maybe purchasable in the post-game, Zygarde obtainable in a special way, and so many things just originating from this gameplay. E3 was huge. But anyways, that is all time for this video. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it, and speculate in the comments below. There's a lot that can be born from each one of these. And as always, keep playing, keep laughing, and keep believing. See you in the next video. Peace.